Welcome back! Today we'll be using a magnifying glass to search for something, and we found it! It's a snail. We have to investigate closely. So this is the snail we're making, and the materials we'll need would be a white paper, a green paper, pencil, Sharpie, a pair of scissors, glue stick, and some markers. That's all. Alright, let's get started. First, I'll place the two paper together on the right side, align the right side together. And then I'm going to use my hand and 4 fingers from the right side. I will draw a line on the green and on the white paper. So it has to be the same width. And then I'll have the line go from the top all the way to the bottom. This is the part that we will be cutting out afterward. And then on the green paper, I will also draw the same line so that this part will be the same size as the white paper. As you can see here. Next, I will start drawing on the bigger side. And I'll place my 4 fingers on the bigger side to measure how wide I need. And this, I will draw a circle bigger than the size of my 4 fingers, or the width of my 4 fingers. Alright, so this is a circle, and I'll draw another circle that goes on the outside. Remember, the circles have to be bigger than the small strip of paper on the right side, which I measure to be around 4 fingers width. And then I'll draw the handle underneath the 2 circles. This will be our magnifying glass. Once I have finished my shape for my magnifying glass, on the right side here will be the part that I draw the snail. And it's going to be more close up, because with the magnifying glass, I magnify it. I make it enlarged. I can look at it, I can look at all the small details on the tree. And of course, if you say, I don't want to draw a snail, can I draw a ladybug? Of course you can. You can change this to a ladybug, or you can change it to a spider, any kind of small things that you want to draw, but it has to be bigger now. So right here, this is my small snail, but because it's been magnified, I can draw all the details on it, even a little tongue. I don't even know if they have tongue or not. Probably not, right? But I have a tongue for my snail. And then I'll also draw some of the kind of like slime on the tree surface right there. And then also the tree surface is going to be a little bit more rough. So I will draw some lines, the pattern of a tree trunk. Once all of that have been drawn, it's time to trace it. Alright, and when you finish tracing it, we can cut out the objects now. We should have 2 objects, 1 magnifying glass, and 2 the tree with the insect of your choice in a rectangular shape. Next, I will place the rectangle shape in the middle of the glass part of the magnifying glass, as you can see there, and use my pencil to draw a line of where it overlaps. So I will have the handle on the right side. If you like, if you are left-handed, you may want to hold it with your left hand, and you have the handle turn the other way and have the handle on the left side. So once we have drawn the straight line of where it overlaps on the glass, I will connect them to make sort of like a rectangular shape inside the magnifying glass. As you can see that rectangle should be the same width as the tree we drew. Next, I have to make 2 cuts on the glass here. So I'm not going to use a knife, so I will use a scissors. To use a scissors to make it inside the paper, I'll have to fold it in the middle. Once I fold it in the middle, I'm going to have a little cut at the top part. Okay, so a little bit top part of that. And then I will cut it, put my scissors inside that little hole and cut it toward the corners of my rectangle shape. So this part, be careful. We want to be slowly when we cut it so that we don't cut it all the way to the edge of your magnifying glass. Alright, make sure we just cut it to the corner. Right there. So you can see that I made a kind of like a curved shape. Now because my edges are quite thin, I don't want to cut too close to it. I just leave a little small gap there, which is fine. And then I do the same thing for the bottom part. Now those of you who pay attention in the beginning of the video, you probably already know why are we cutting this little hole here. The reason why we have the 2 slits, one at the top, one at the bottom, is that so that we can have the tree go through the slits, and then we can move the magnifying glass up and down. In this part, we have to be very patient. Now we're gonna put it through the center and then go towards the top. And of course, your slits can be slightly bigger than the tree itself as well. So it will move a little bit easier. And then have the tree go out of the top slit to the back of the magnifying glass. Alright, it seems to work. So time to move on to the next part. The next part, we just have to cut out the long strip of green on the right side, right here. So I'm just gonna make a fold first in case my line is not that straight. I'm just gonna make it line, and then I will cut it on the line here. I will then fold this piece of paper in half, and then I'll cut this again on the crease here. I'll just show you what these 2 paper are for. They're going to be stuck to the magnifying glass at the top part and the bottom part to cover up part of the tree here. But we're not going to glue it on yet. We will put those 2 pieces of paper aside and we'll glue the tree onto the green paper first. So I'm going to use my glue stick to put glue at the top and bottom part of the tree. And then I will glue this tree to the middle section of the bigger green paper here. So I just hold it there for a few seconds to make sure it's stay there. And then I try to move my magnifying glass up and down to make sure it still moves. We didn't glue the magnifying glass to the green paper. Now I'm going to put the green paper at the top part of my magnifying glass, and I want to also measure where I'm going to put the glue. So I'm going to use my pencil to trace the magnifying glass. So you see the curve on the green paper, that's the part that I'm going to put glue in. And I'm going to put it back at the top. And I want to make sure the green paper will cover up the tree here. So you can see that I'm pulling it down to see that the green paper will cover up the white paper. And do the same thing at the bottom. I put the green paper underneath the magnifying glass, trace the curve there, and then I will add the glue and stick it behind the magnifying glass. Make sure we glue it to the back of the magnifying glass. Now, when I move my magnifying glass up and down, I will not see the tree trunk, but will only see inside the magnifying glass. Now it comes to the final part, is to really draw the tree. Now make sure our tree is slightly smaller or thinner than the white tree in the magnifying glass, because the magnifying glass is supposed to make things look bigger. So right now the tree and the tree trunk has some texture in it, has some patterns on it, some lines. The top and bottom is the same. I also want to decorate the background a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some grass on the left and right side of the tree. And then perhaps some cloud, and maybe in the sky we can have a bird as well. And once we have finished decorating the magnifying glass, we can start coloring everything in. When I say everything, this one is going to be very simple. We're only going to color in the white paper, so the magnifying glass and the tree trunk. And we'll have to move the magnifying glass up and down to make sure we color all the white paper, so all the tree trunk there. So once we finish coloring, we can try to move it up and down to check if we miss anything. Doesn't seem like I missed anything, so there we go. This is a simple magnifying glass to let us investigate what's on the tree here. So you can go up and down, and you can go all the way up to hide the snail as well. Alright, hope you have fun. See you next time.